Okay. Oh, we already got some people waiting. All right. So yeah, this is not a mistake. I did make this open to everyone. So usually for those that are not a part of the membership, usually this is just for those in the learn and win tier. Let me go ahead and get the chat. Make sure the chat's all where it should be. So, of course, if you guys have questions, you can always put that in there. But I have a couple announcements that I wanted to make. So this way, I'm able to discuss some of that with you all. And this tape does not want to come off. I was putting some tape on my barrel just so that way it helps with the. I think it looks kind of cool too, but also with my GoPro. Yeah, so for those that have not joined in with these before, basically, I just like to go ahead, uh, take this opportunity to clean my stuff. I promise that I also wasn't trying to take this Tuesday slot from, there we go, maybe. From the guys over at Spick and Span. Spick is a buddy of mine, so I'm not trying to do that. Honestly, I think my wife and I just kind of looked at the schedule and we saw that this is going to work out pretty well. And then I realized afterwards, oh yeah, so that's not good. But whatever, it's all good. So yeah, for those that haven't seen before, basically, I'm going to go ahead and hey, Tyler and Justin. I'm going to go ahead and I just like to go clean my stuff and just kind of talk. Of course, if you guys have questions, you can go ahead and put those in the chat. I have it where it's only people that are subscribers. So that way, it's not just going to be some random people. But the first thing I wanted to say, and I know we're still getting some people in here, maybe we'll go a little bit longer than we usually do, just because there's some announcements and just some things that I wanted to discuss. So I have my notes here, so that way I don't get out of order. But first things first is these sweet puppies that came in. So I'm hoping that the lighting, yeah, it's not the best light. One of my lights decided not to work. So the custom Powerhouse TKO, how to play paintball, that's a big mouthful. Regs are in. I only have one more long body, and there's only a couple of these that are made. So for my members, I know some of my members aren't able to watch the live stream, but if you are a part of the win tier, you're going to get 20% off. So that's just a way of me being able to say thank you for your support. For those that are part of the learn tier, you'll get 10% off, and then the watch tier, you'll get 5% off. So just thank you for those that support me through the memberships. For everyone else, the regs. So these ones it's an acid wash. So it's all basically going to be uh, one of one, really, just because the way that the acid wash anodizing works, you aren't going to get the same results every single time. So yeah, so it has, of course, the How to Play Paintball lion logo on there. The acid wash turned out amazing. Everything about it is fantastic. So Powerhouse has been a huge support of myself and the channel. And yeah, so for those that are members, like I said, for the watch tier, you'll get 5% off. And for the learn tier, you'll get 10% off. And then the win tier, you'll get 20% off for these. Now that reg itself is going to be, it's $200. It's a little bit more than the normal price, so it's not like I'm charging like $400 for a reg. I think the other ones retail at like 180. So these are going to be one of, I think I know there was only two long body regs. And like I said, one is already sold because someone saw it on Instagram. And then hey Dakota. And then the other one is, I want to say, I think it's 10 in total. So if you guys want this, you can go ahead and I'm going to go and put this in the chat here. So it's just How to Play Paintball. 05@gmail.com. So if you wanted to go ahead and shoot me an email, I can get you the PayPal information, and that way you'll be able to order your rig. Once they're gone, they're gone. I don't know when I'm going to do another one. And honestly, I kind of want to do it where I never do like an acid wash again. I kind of want to do it where I'm able to just kind of, all right, let's do this next time. So this way, you guys will be able to have something that's kind of one of a kind. And of course, with How to Play Paintball, like you guys know, this is my last pro year, but I'm not going to stop playing paintball. And Alexis, hey, what's up, man? Uh, yeah, so it's not my last year playing. It's just last year pro. That's all that it is. So I'm still going to be doing the channel, still going to be playing. You'll still see me at NXL events. I'd like to have it where I can go to at least a couple of them for sure. World Cup, and be able to uh, jump in with a semi-pro team, Division 2 team, something like that, somewhere where my points are going to allow me to be able to go ahead and do that. So that's kind of the plan. So now that I'm cleaning my Latin Saints Lux, let's talk about that. So that's something that I've seen. I've seen kind of mixed opinions, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Whatever. I know initially when I had told the guy that runs the Let's Talk Paintball, hey bud, that I was going to be moving over to the Latin Saints. I think he only sent the shocked emoji, just because he was not expecting that. And I just kind of wanted to clear all of that. Um, Everything was left cordially. Literally, I just saw a couple of the guys this past weekend at CFP. They walked over. They wanted to make sure too that I knew that everything was good. I know Kyle has already said like, "Hey, I'm going to be aiming for your neck," which that's just the way that pro sports work because I'm going to be doing the same to them, right? So I appreciate that I was able to leave on good terms in that way. Of course, calling, I made sure to call Charlie before I said anything to the team. So Charlie's the owner of the ML Kings, and yeah, I just this is a an opportunity that I thought was going to be good for me. So I don't want it to seem like, yeah, I don't want to go real in depth into it. So of course, if you guys have questions, I can always just ignore if it's a question that I'm not going to answer. But yeah, it was something that was my own decision. I wasn't, yeah, it was my own decision. It was something that I felt was going to be good for me, and is something that I know some people were like, "Oh, that's awesome," and then other people that went, "Oh, you're an idiot." So I did want to talk about that a little bit. So I wanted to talk about just in general how pro paintball works. Like it's something that it would be fantastic if we had it where we had a players union or something where like people were being like everyone across the league was being paid. That would be fantastic. It's just not something that's in the cards right now. And I think for people that are saying, "Oh well, it's a sinking ship." Yeah, Marcus, don't be confused, man. So this is kind of a one-time thing. So for those that are just jumping on, usually this is only for my members. So because I wanted to kind of open up a little bit about the Saints move, and then talk about some of the other cool stuff that like the reg that I showed you guys. So don't worry, I'll show you again. But yeah, that's why there's a whole bunch of people on here. So it's cool. Like I sometimes I've literally just talked to myself, and that way my members can go and see it later on. Like I said, it gives me a chance to clean my stuff, so that's good. Especially playing at CFP, like I love that field. But if you play at CFP, you really should clean the let's see the regulator, so the HPR. Oh, Katie, why are you on here? So yeah, so with me leaving the Kings, like I said, it was something that it was my own decision. I don't want to go super in depth into that. It was an opportunity that arose and was something that Charles, you have to beat me in a snapshot. Uh, but I just personally just wanted it to be that yeah, it was something that was my own decision in regards to that, and I made sure uh, uh, to call. So if you guys are going to be leaving um, uh, a team or honestly a job, be cordial. Try to make it like I made sure to respect. Like I still have some of the discount codes for the uh for the Kings. And I don't use them because I'm not with the Kings anymore. Same thing with sponsorship stuff with the Saints. I'm going to make sure that I am making sponsors happy. That's what it is. But yeah, so it was a decision that was my own. It was something that I want people to know that. Now, when people are saying that the team has no business being in pro or anything like that, for those that haven't been around the sport in a while, having a pro program is not easy, and then being successful is even harder. So it's something that there's a lot of armchair quarterbacks, I guess you could say, in paintball. There's a lot of people that, oh, well, he made a dumb move, or this guy's garbage in the snake, or this guy is bad at this, and they've never even stepped foot on the pro field. There's always going to be those people. But what I think you need to remember as well is, and I was thinking about this, I've been on uh, essentially two rebuilds. So the ML Kings went through a rebuild 2 years ago, and then before that, I would love to start my own paintball business. That'd be really cool. And yeah, family's doing well. My wife is getting the baby down, and uh, yeah. So thanks for asking. Um, with ML Kings, there was a time when there was a lot of the European players were going and traveling over. When I first got onto the Kings, it was basically myself and Charlie were the only players in the states. Danson was in Hawaii, so he wasn't practicing with Charlie and I. So we would go and have it where essentially the players would come in like 2 days early. We would have practice on Wednesday and Thursday, and then have to go and play against pro players. Now the team did well because the like Paya, uh, um, Slava, Iggy, all these guys that have played pro before in Europe, they already had a good understanding. But when you're going against really good teams that have had two full weekends on the layout together, makes a huge, huge difference. So it's something that I've already gone through a rebuild, and there was people that said the Kings don't deserve to be in pro, or oh, the Kings are going to be the ones that get relegated next, or whatever. I mean, you look at the memes, and that's kind of just what it is. So I think when you have these kinds of rebuilds and things like that, it's important to remember that. If you look at Thunder, Thunder is super successful right now. Corey has done a fantastic job with getting that program to where it's at now. And on top of that, they had gotten relegated before, if you guys don't know that. So they, I think, yeah, they had gotten relegated before, and they basically were saved because I think there was an expansion in the league, and that let them come up. That's really what it came down to. Same thing with AC Dallas. When AC Diesel came up, a lot of the players from AC Dallas ended up going and playing for Diesel. I'm not sure the exact reasons. Um, and Why would you not use your volcano bag? And yeah, so they basically were moving over to another organization. The guys from PB Fit had just come up from like Division 3, and did okay in pro. Now they got relegated after a year, but they did okay. And now you look at them in semi-pro, and they are doing extremely well. Those guys put in a lot of work. So when there's a lot of people that say, "Oh, well, the Kings or Saints or whoever insert team here isn't deserving of playing in pro," I think a lot of these people that are saying this have never played pro, and two, just don't understand what it takes. It's not easy being successful in pro and then being consistently successful in pro. It was last year that with the Kings, we're in a position that they could have gotten relegated. It was totally possible that the Kings could have gotten relegated, and then the team got Sunday at World Cup, and that made it where the team was able to. And yeah, Suka for life, absolutely. The team was able to make Sunday, and they were able to secure their pro spot. So just because someone is kind of the underdog doesn't mean that they aren't capable of being successful. Now, with the Latin Saints, they're in a tough position. So the Saints program before, the owner, the previous owner, doesn't have any involvement in the Saints anymore. Diego is no longer a part of that. There is a new owner. The management is different. There are going to be some similar sponsors. Like HK is still a sponsor, but the team obviously changed over to Lux. So it's one of those things that I don't know if some people are thinking that I'm gonna get like screwed over or whatever. It wasn't a decision that I necessarily took lightly. Like I had to look at a lot of stuff and figure it out and talk with the owner of the team and make sure that yeah, everything was gonna be good. Um, so yeah, so just going back though to Thunder, yeah, they had basically gotten relegated. Then you had the who was it? Aftershock was on the bubble for a while, and that's a team that's been around for a long time. And then they got relegated and decided that they weren't, if they're not going to play pro, then they are that yeah, if they're not going to have a pro program, then they're not going to be a program. Now they play pro in the ICPL, I think it is. So it's just a bunch of the older guys going out and having fun. But yeah, so like I think there's a lot of armchair quarterbacks. Now, is it going to be an uphill battle? I knew that. I already knew that going in when I accepted the. I wasn't stolen from the Kings, by the way. So the ownership. I don't want to get into exactly how all of that went down, but the I wanted to make sure that that Charlie or that the owner of the Saints, who isn't Charlie, I'm getting my stories all mixed up here. Um, Knew that I wasn't going to be like, no, I don't want them to think that the Saints are stealing me from the Kings. That's not the what the case is. Now, something that I do really appreciate is all the love. There's a lot of people that were like, Greg, that's awesome. So I appreciate that. So I just kind of wanted to clear that up, basically. Um, oh yeah, the Saints jersey. Yeah, I still haven't gotten my jersey. I'm gonna get it in at the event next week. So definitely looking forward um, to what happens. Marcus, I see your question. Am I going to stay with the Saints next season? So as of right now, I'm still planning on retiring from pro after this year. Um, could something hypothetically happen? I guess, but I'm looking out for my family. I'm looking out for you guys know, like I don't hide my faith. So like things in my church, like just trying to make sure that I'm um, looking out for all of that stuff. So is it possible? I guess, but I'm not going to um, tell people like, oh, well, now that I'm with the Saints, I'm for sure going to be playing next season or anything like that because I don't know. Who knows what could happen? So I would love it to be that I could continue playing pro for a bunch of years, but also my family and my faith are going to be um, uh, pull a Tom Brady. Who knows, man? And I'm not hiding stuff. Like there's nothing on the table. I'll tell you that right now. There have been some talks with some stuff, but yeah, I don't know. Uh, let's see. Yeah, actually, so someone had brought up jerseys. So that was something else I wanted to talk about. So I have to do jerseys differently with the Saints. So what I'm going to do, if you guys are interested in those jerseys and you wanted to buy them, I will be posting on um, the Instagram for How to Play Paintball, so at How to Play PB, as well as on Facebook, and probably put something up here on like a short, like I did for the regs. For those that just joined, go buy a reg. Hit me up, How to Play Paintball 05 at gmail.com, and I'll get you all the info. $200 each, and then my members get specific discounts. But yeah, so let's see. So from my perspective, so I've only oh, sorry, for the jersey. So I'll go ahead and get that all situated and then have it where you guys can order them, and then that way too you can get it in whatever size it is that you want. So it's not that you only will get, so the way that the HK jerseys are set up, they're kind of like a European cut. So usually I have like I usually go one size larger than than like my shirt. So this is a medium. So I would go to a large. The way that the HK jerseys are cut, I use an XL. Powerhouse made the reg. Of course, Powerhouse made the reg. They're awesome. So yeah. So I'll be posting up about that stuff. Also, I'll just say it here. The regs, maybe some will have a headband in there. I don't know. I might throw in some a headband, another goodie. I did find some patches, so who knows? Maybe you'll get a patch. I know for sure with the headbands, I already put something else in there. So just just putting that out there. But yeah, so with the Saints, it's not a easy situation because a lot of these guys, or actually none of them, have any sort of pro experience. So I'm coming in as the only player with any pro experience. Now that doesn't mean that I'm gonna be playing every position or whatever. I think whatever it is that the team needs is what I'm gonna do. Like that's just what I'm. Did I grab the wrong Allen key? I think I did. I wanted to adjust this trigger. Might have to do this later. Um, so yeah, so what I saw, some of it is trust. That's definitely something that I had seen lacking. So trusting that the guy behind you is going to do their job, which you just need to do. Like there's nothing else to say about that. Like you just need to trust your teammates around you. So with that, I know seeing guys not sticking to jobs, just things that it might just be nerves where they feel like they have to do a bunch instead of like, no, you don't need to gun battle this guy. Just roll off, shoot the gap, talk to your teammate, and then see what it is that you can do to fix the situation at hand. Um, so yeah, so that's some stuff that I had seen. Um, Also, can I just give a shout out to my 2-year-old for helping me pick the best HK uh, barrel cover? He was like kitty cats. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get the kitty cat one. So yeah, so that's something that I see. Fundamentals, there were some solid fundamentals. I mean, um, even if you don't have amazing fundamentals in pro, you can still be a good pro player. I know that sounds kind of counterintuitive, but you still have the opportunity to be able to go and be a dominant force if you don't have the best snapshot in the world. The brain aspect and the thinking aspect of paintball is huge, and if you can outsmart the guy and get into a spot and shoot them in the back, well, it doesn't matter if you're a good snapshot. You already are going to be able uh, to eliminate that player and get down the field. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't go practice your snapshot. You absolutely should. Also, the team that works together, I don't care what superstars on the other side of the field. If there's a team that on paper fundamentally their players are not as good, but they work really well as a team and they know how to switch off jobs. They know how to stick to their jobs. They're going to beat, I don't care if it's Dynasty or, Dynasty's won the last 4 majors. Um, I don't care. I don't care who it is. So, they will go and beat whatever team is on the other side of the field because they're working as a team. So for you guys, that's something that would help you out. So if you're going into a tournament and having it where the other team might on paper be better than you, roll your gun, stick to your job, and just win. Like that's all it comes down to. You don't have to try to overdo things. You don't have to, yeah, like just don't overdo it. Basically, you don't need to. Oh, thanks, Charles. You don't have to worry about that stuff because if you do your job and you trust the guy behind you, you already know that you're fine. Like that's something that I learned in pro was especially going up the center. If I'm going up the gut, I'm trusting that the guys behind me are doing what they need to do to make sure that I don't get run down. But then also, I don't want it to be that I am not sticking to my job because if I don't stick to my job and someone makes a move in a gap that I was supposed to be watching and I don't at least see that move, then I definitely messed up, and that's not okay. Like that's not something that you should be doing. So I guess that's a very long-winded way of talking about some of the stuff that I had seen with the Saints. Now, the Saints did have, or we had, actually had that issue where I was starting to say like we, and I had meant ML Kings. So I was actually messing myself up with that one, but yeah. So the team had Spica and Brandon Short out there last practice, which are great brains to have there that can help with the little aspects of things. And I was trying to help as much as I could. I didn't want to step on toes. I didn't want it to be that I'm coming in as like I'm the pro player here. But I have learned a lot, so I was trying to uh, point out things if I saw it, like hey, watch this or that, whatever, just to help with those players. Um, so yeah. So with the minor coming up, let me get my phone because I'm curious as to who you guys think is gonna win the minor. Let me get this. Just because you can. You're ridiculous. Where is let me pull up PV leagues here. So as of right now, and I think all the registration closes tonight, or it is closed, I think. Looks like it is. So right now there's 13 teams that are signed up for the minor. So it's Level, Impact, Heat, Saints, Ironman, ML Kings, New York Extreme, DMG, X Factor, Aftermath, Dynasty, Thunder, and Uprising. So Damage isn't playing. The reason behind that, and I had seen some of the guys from Damage this past weekend. The way that the NXL is working this now is it's the best of the two minors that you get. Well, they got first on the last one, so they literally cannot do better. I know ML Kings are going. So they literally cannot do better than first place. So there's no reason for them to go and spend money there because, like, yeah, there's no reason for them to do that. So that's why they're not going to be there. So there's 13 teams. A lot of them are the lower ranked teams. So that'll make it interesting because basically, like, we need to show up. Absolutely. So let's see. No, Heat and ML Kings are playing. Oh, you're saying for who's going to win? It'd be interesting, yeah, because I know. So it's at the Capital Edge Paintball Park. So that is the DMG and Impact kind of home field. So it'll be interesting to see how they do in regards to kind of showing up to their own stuff. Um, And yeah, Dynasty definitely still exists, but they're not. I don't know. They didn't do well on the other one, so I think it'll be interesting. I want to see who we're playing. I really want to see who it is that we're playing. I have a feeling that we're gonna pull ML Kings. So I'm not opposed to that. Like, play against your old buddies and play against your old team. Like, yeah, absolutely. You wanna go and do that. So yeah, so I'll have to see about that. Dynasty Impact and Heat always, yeah, definitely. Um, uh, yeah, Dynasty did just win Philly. It'll be a mixed emotions if we play. Yeah, I have a feeling that that'll be the case because I remember someone. Um, yeah, I know for some of you guys are going to be like, oh man, like you saw the Kings come up when I was. Um, yeah. Oh, thanks, Charles. Yeah, absolutely, man. It'd be fun to go and have the boys go play from play at Legoland. um, School. Yeah, I think so. I think so. So you guys have to remember too. It's funny because some of my students are coming into the chat. With the this is my fifth year teaching, sixth year, something like that. I've had a lot of students, so having um, oh yeah, you should absolutely go to Legoland. So yeah, I've had a lot of students, so I please don't feel insulted if I am kind of like forgetting about someone. I don't mean that in a bad way. So my kids, my oldest is 2, and my youngest is 3.5 months. So that's why I didn't go to the Texas minor. I'm sure those with families understand that because my son was all of like 10 weeks old. So I was making sure that my wife and family were taken care of, and yeah. So sorry, yeah. What I meant was Dynasty didn't do well at the last minor. They didn't even make Sunday. So that was really, really weird for them because it's Dynasty. So you would expect them to always perform. And for whatever reason, they just did not. Uh, I don't know if it was just the layout or they just had issues. I don't know if it was like a paint thing or what. But yeah, thank you. So let's see. Um, Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the chat and also clean this reg. Um, the minor is next weekend. Yeah. So what I meant was the guys on Dynasty just they didn't even make Sunday. I don't know exactly what it was that happened. They just didn't perform like they usually do. It's Dynasty. You expect them to always perform, and they didn't for whatever reason. So maybe that helped them win in Philly because they were so upset. That's definitely possible. So yeah, so it'll be good to they want to help out their points overall. I think is the idea of why they are playing. Um, yeah, maybe they did. And someone had asked, yeah. So I teach middle school science. So I am this year. I think I'm teaching seventh grade. Unless something changed the way that the school system works, you never know. I could get to school the first day for the teachers, and or the first day like I'm back for the teachers, and they say, "Oh, by the way, you're teaching a couple eighth grade classes or sixth grade classes." But comprehensive science is what I teach, and my students always seem to forget that I play paintball. So like when I have like that, they're like, "Oh, Mr. Montalvo, what is that?" I'm like, you guys know that I play paintball. I don't understand why this is a surprise to you. But yeah. So let's see. Um, yeah. Dynasty is absolutely playing because they want to win the series. That makes complete sense. I wholeheartedly agree with you. There's because they didn't make Sunday, they are just not they're not in a I think their points overall, I think, are good, but with that one minor, where they didn't make Sunday, it's not helpful. So right now they're in first. but they're only 5 points ahead of Houston Heat and 24 points ahead of Damage. So it's really, really close. So they need to make sure that they perform, or else they are in uh, in a risk of dropping in the rankings overall. So that'll be another interesting one to see there. So yeah. Oh, okay. So thoughts on the SPL layout. So my members, like usual, for those that don't know, my members get the videos early. So the Learn and Win members get the videos early. And so I actually was able to go out and play at the SPL layout. And it's interesting. Like there's definitely some shots off the break that are going to be, once you guys dial those in, are going to be nasty. The snake, you can just go all the way to the snake 4. There's really no one that can stop you unless they're in the snake already and shooting down the tape. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a breakdown video that'll release for everyone on Thursday. But let's see. So I got that. Yeah. So like I said again for the reg guys, so it's an acid wash blue. I know the lighting isn't amazing. Like I said, this I have another light right here and it just didn't want to turn on today. So it's an acid wash blue. So they're all going to be pretty much unique. They are $200 each. They're made by Powerhouse, so you know that they're going to be amazing, and that includes shipping as well. So it's I appreciate those that have already bought it. There's only going to be, if I remember correctly, I have to double check my notes. I know for sure there's only two blah, 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 long body regs, and one is sold already. And then I think there's 10 of these in total. And I don't know that I'm like I said earlier, I don't think I'm going to do a another release of this particular uh, anodizing. I think what I want to do is make something new every single time. So that way it's like a one of 10. And for those that weren't here earlier when I mentioned it, there's going to be some that'll have some extra little goodies in there. So if you wanted to hit me up at howtoplaypaintball05@gmail.com, you can email me there and I can get you the info for the regs. Hey, Dan. So yeah. So again, guys, with the Saints and all of that stuff, I already knew that it was going to be an uphill battle. I already knew that it was something that was going to be difficult, but it was something that for me was just the best decision for me. It was personal. It wasn't something. Yeah, it was just a personal decision. That's really all I wanted to go into with that. And then this way too, if people wanted to come and watch later on, that's fine. But yeah, that way I can kind of um, uh, yeah, get all of that. Yeah, Marcus, I was just cleaning your custom one. Um, so that's what I was doing there, so that it's ready for you. But yeah, so I know the Kings are going to do well. They already have uh, a good way of breaking the field down. They have players that are just great players, and those some of those guys, and I really do believe. I won't say who, but because the jerseys. No, if I ever, if any of you hear that I went to another team because the jerseys were cool, please slap me. That's like, no, that's not it. They are cool. I'm not disagreeing with you on that, but please, yeah, if I ever said like, oh, I moved to this team because I like the jerseys, please slap me instantly. Yeah, just instantly hit me. That would not be would not be a good thing. Um, so yeah, I just kind of wanted to clear the air with that. And then again, with those guys that are the armchair quarterbacks that are the ones that say, oh, well, Greg made a really bad move or this team sucks and blah, blah, blah. Uh, Come back and say that when you're playing pro. Like it's going to be, it's different when you're in the league, and anyone can have a good day. So if the team comes together, like I said, as long as we can come together, we will beat any other team on the other side of the field. That's no doubt in my mind. If we play as a team and do our jobs, we will beat every single team on the other side of the field. Is it going to be a battle? Absolutely. I already knew that, like I said. So if anyone's going to be at the event, by the way, I think we still do need some help in the pits. So if you are going to be at the Sacramento Minor, please hit me up so that way I can try to get your information to get you on the roster, on the staff. So that way, if we do need help, really appreciate it. And so the next layout drop is technically going to be Thursday of next week. So next week is the minor event for the NXL. So that is going to be the let's see, the fourth, fifth, fourth. Yeah, the fourth. So the fourth is it's a blind layout. So that's something that the NXL does for that. So I won't be able to do like a full like my usual where I go and do all the lines and lanes and all that stuff like usual because I'm going to be seeing it there. So we'll be walking the field. I do know that we're going to be out practicing Wednesday and probably half of Thursday, and then go and walk the field. So blind for the Nationals. I would actually really like it to be that all the or maybe they did like half and half, which maybe that's what they're trying to go to for this. But I think blind layouts are good. Again, if you're a good team, it shouldn't matter like if you've practiced the layout or not. You should be able to whoever is able to break it down quicker. That's what the NPPL used to do back in the day in 7-man. So you went and that was the layout that you saw it right then and there, and that's you had to figure it out. So and actually you had like 4 or 5 layouts that you had to walk and play until eventually getting to the finals. So, so yeah, so it'd be really cool for it to be more blind layouts. But I also understand it helps with the fields because if the NXL, MVPS, SPL, WCPBL actually just they do the blind layout. But other leagues are doing those. Then the local fields are able to put those up. It helps them stay in business. They're able to sell paint, have more teams come in. So I understand that aspect of it as well. And it does help when I go in and already know, okay, if this happens, I need to do this. If this happens, I need to do this. And you figure that out as a team. So yeah. Okay, yeah. So I actually wanted to talk real quick about that. So when you're walking a blind layout, I know I talked about this last time with my members. When you're walking a layout, please don't do this thing when you're like fake snap shooting. You're gonna look really dumb. That's a pet peeve of mine. So please don't do that. And look and see who it is that shoots you. I think a lot of players go, they walk up to a bunker, they try to see, okay, who can I shoot once I get here? And yes, that's important to see who is it that is going to be okay. If I come here, I can wrap and shoot this Dorito, or I can shoot this snake, or I can shoot this inside shot, whatever. But if you get shot by 4 or 5 different bunkers on the way out to that bunker, I don't care how many people you can shoot from there. So you want to know, okay, who is it that if I wrap, I need to make sure that there's no one in this bunker so that way I can dive. Or if I'm diving, I need to make sure I stay low if there's someone in this bunker. So you want to look for those things. Um, but yeah. So let's see. I have my notes and like I hit all of them. So of things I wanted to talk about. This was successful. I'm pleasantly surprised. So I appreciate you guys jumping on. Maybe every so often I'll do another a free one. But for those that are my members, you guys know that we do these every other Tuesday. So thank you so much for your guys' support. And of course, you get the videos early. So for next week, I will be doing my daily vlog, and maybe I'll do some giveaways at the field. I don't know. We'll have to see. Um, yeah. So just having to see that the record I set straight was basically that it was a personal decision with the Saints of why I went there. Um, I know it's going to be a fight, but that's what I wanted to make sure was set straight. And also, I was kind of got annoyed because I saw a comment that someone was saying that the team has no business being in pro. Sink or swim. That's all that means. And then the other announcement again, shameless plug, but the new powerhouse How to Play Paintball regs, acid wash blue. They are $200 shipped. I have one more long body for 220. My members, of course, get discounts. So if you are part of the watch tier, you get 5% off. Learn tier is 10% off, and the win tier is 20% off. And I've actually been talking to one of my sponsors, I won't say who, about doing some giveaways. So that's only going to be for my members. So there's some giveaways I'm only going to do for my members. And my members already have, I think I sent over some stuff too. Um, so if my members haven't emailed me their address, I wanted to make sure that you um, sent over some stuff. More clinics. I'd like to be able to do that. It just comes down to time. That's really all that it is. I mean, coaching would be cool. Alexis, thank you for bringing that up. So I guess last little plug before we sign off here. I do have a personal playing critique option. So it's $200 and up to 30 minutes of footage. And just like how I go through and critique my own playing, on a specific layout, things that I could have done better, because you always can do better. I don't care if you win 5 alive. There's someone that could have done something better, and sometimes that person is you. So that's an option. So if you have footage of like a barrel cam footage, the team stuff, I think I could work out if there was something overhead where I could see everyone. But yeah, so that is a possibility. So you can hit me up, how to play paintball 05 at gmail.com, or Instagram is at how to play PB. Yeah, and then the other announcement too, sorry, Kenny, was I'm going to be doing a Latin Saints Greg Montalvo jersey order. And that will be after this event, because I have to do a different way. And this way I think it'll be easier. Um, so maybe I'll still there's still some similarities to how I had to do it with Bunker King. But this way it'll make life easier if I do it a little bit differently for me. I'll just leave it at that. So yeah, so thank you everyone for all your support. I look forward to seeing whoever's going to be out there um, at the Sacramento event at the minor. I won't be at CFP this weekend. Sorry. I am going to be doing some drills on Thursday at a local field here at Markham Paintball for a couple hours, just to make sure that I stay sharp, but some family stuff this weekend. So yeah. But yeah, guys, thank you again so much. I appreciate all the support. And hey, I would be open to go to Tiki's. I just got to figure out exactly. I don't know. Maybe the Saints will go there again. I don't know, because I know we have something set up for World Cup. So I don't know. It's never out of the option, or out of the realm of possibilities. That's what I meant to say. I know words. But thank you guys, and I will see you all later. My members, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. We'll be able to talk about the NXL minor. And for those that aren't members, you got a couple options. But I also understand times are tough. So if you can't do that for right now, completely fine. So I will see you all later. And I guess I'll do my usual watch, learn, win. Thanks.